Hello, my name is Jeremy Bartz. To my right is
Jeff DeKubber.
Welcome to week 12 of the match play of the Monday Mastery Skills Challenge. Tonight we have Jeremy Bartz Jr. who qualified first at 886 against Bryan Eaton, who's a 4th seed at 794. The 3rd seed is Aaron Phillips with 858. The 3rd seed is David Northouse with 835. So Jeff, who do you think is your dark horse, or who do you think might be able to come out of this one today?
I tell you, I saw Bryan and Mike Froman earlier today with a real good reaction. I was kind of surprised that Mike Froman didn't make the top 4 today. Watching Aaron bowl, I thought Aaron was going to make it. Charlie came back after kind of a rough start early on and to be the 1 seed, so he found something, and he's going to be that match right there might determine the winner tonight, unless Aaron or David come with something, which they actually had with 850 and 830 respectively. So right now the favorite is the number 1, which is Charlie, and we'll see what happens.
And today's score is a bit lower because of the 35-foot shorter pattern. And we are going to see what happens now going forward. So again, this should be a fun 2 matches, and then we'll see the championship match in a little bit. All right, welcome to the semifinal match between Charlie Brown and Bryan Eaton, and Aaron Phillips against David Northouse. Charlie was a little slow, or he's not comfortable in this pair according to what he just said beforehand.
Aaron Phillips is using a rubber ball playing up the gutter. A real nice start to his match against David Northouse.
Aaron was the most consistent today. He had every game over 200 today, so I'm expecting at least that for him. And Charlie got a little bit lucky there. Doesn't like his footing. Wearing a Jeff Gordon mask.
David Northouse using his Brunswick edge up the gutter.
It's actually Miguel Guevara. I'm calling it Jeff Gordon tonight because sideline reporter Rob fixes race cars for a living, so I need to get him involved.
Bryan Eaton with a real good shot in the first.
My normal commentator Rob got replaced by Jeff DeKubber, but at the same time Jeff will do a great job. He has a lot more insight and we'll banter a little bit more, but Rob is still our technical analyst on the side. David with a good spare. Bryan Eaton up in the second, working on a strike. And he gets a double.
I liked his look all during qualifying. Him and Mike Froman, I said earlier, their play around probably about the 7 or 8 board, get the ball to early hook at about the 30 to 35 feet, get the ball to go right into the pocket.
They have a good strike. But so what do Mike Froman and Bryan Eaton have in common, Jeff?
They're both left-handed.
Exactly.
You know, it took me a minute to figure that out. Glad you got me on commentary today.
Jeff forgot that Bryan's left-handed too, so.
I would use the call the Colonel Charlie left the bucket, but I used that for Brian Garland Saturday, so I have to come up with some new material.
Aaron Phillips up in the second.
Wow.
He used that rubber ball right up the half board. That takes some balls to be able to play that line. Charlie with a good spare, going directly at it, which you have to.
One thing today was left side spares were very challenging because the middle of the lane hooked a lot.
But it was 35 feet today, so it made a little sense.
If you got the ball going left, it kept going left.
Hey, Jeff's first game was kind of funny. He didn't get a first spare until the 10th frame, but he still shot the 186 with like 4 opens, I think.
Hey, I didn't bowl for a month, and then I didn't bowl for a year before that, so cut me some slack.
Aaron playing the gutter again.
Another strike. I think they're going to have a good match over there. David got that edge out, that edge 2 that he's playing. He's playing the same line as Aaron.
Charlie up in the third.
Charlie's using the PBA skill ball.
302.
Is that what it is, 302?
So it looks like lane 7 is a little bit longer. It's going a little more friction for Charlie on 7 than it is on 8 at the moment. David Northouse up now in the third. Got that a little wide, but
David looks like he's kind of starting the ball left of where Aaron is, and it's not coming up to the pocket as hard as Aaron's. Might just have to make a small move to the right. Just go up it a little bit more. Charlie stays clean.
Good spare. He's frustrated because he knows that 7 is not playing the same as 8 right now. David gets a spare. So Aaron has got a 3-bagger. Dave's at 40 in the second working on a spare. Charlie's at 34 in the second with a spare, and Bryan Eaton is working on a double.
Just got a little to the left and almost came back. What is Bryan using? He's using skill ball too? Oh, it's dull.
And salary reporter Rob, thank you for the...
Shoot, it looks like it's got 100 grit on it.
This isn't J.R. Raymond 80 grit, but it's 500 grit.
David comes in light again, leaving a 2-pin. I really think he's got to move a board to the right. Bryan with a spare.
So you know
it's a 15-pin lead after 2.
You know, as kids at home, these guys are going a little more direct on their spares today, which is like what the pros do. Trying to hook into the spares like what David's doing right here, but you have multiple ways of doing it, but if you can go more direct, you have a little better chance to knowing you take your hand out of the ball. So David's at 59.
That's his ball.
In the third.
Probably 1975-ish.
So,
high net.
So Aaron's using a ball older than me right now. And that's saying something because I'm not as old as Jeff, but I'm getting up there. Rob still has us beat because he's still in the senior division now. We're not in the senior division yet. See, Aaron only missed like maybe by half board that time, and you saw how the results were. It just didn't come back up. So this Mastery Skills Challenge is you have to repeat your shots.
It's a good spare there by Bryan.
Bryan with a good
67 in the third, spare in the fourth.
All right, let's see if Charlie makes the right adjustment on lane 8. So Aaron Phillips up in the fourth on a spare attempt. And he
spare there. Aaron's got a 19-pin lead after 3 frames. Charlie back on track with a strike.
Which
he can cut the deficit to 3 with a double here.
Yeah, you know Charlie will make the right adjustments. He's very technical in how he goes about his game, and he knows what he's got to do. He's down to the board on what he has to do, and even what the angle is.
Shot by Aaron there.
I thought he was a little more direct that time, but actually went better for him.
Mike Horian was telling me he did that. He moved out to the 2-3 board, shot very well the last 3 games. He actually finished 5th. He missed the cut by 24. Started with 167 and then shot 615 the last 3. Just needed catch one extra break there that last game. Otherwise, he could have taken over 4th.
And Charlie goes high in the 7.
He played that gutter.
So lane 7 is definitely getting Charlie about 2 boards difference, it looks like, based on how much.
Bryan made a little bit of adjustment right there. Got back on striking.
David did.
David did.
He moved a little bit right in that last shot. Charlie good spare. Charlie's a little frustrated because he knows he's going to need that double. Still early though, it's only in the 5th frame.
That was pretty good, Bartz.
It was, Charlie. So David up in The 6, working on a strike.
Shot right there. 79 in the 4th with a double. Better shot by Bryan there.
Okay, make sure you stay behind that loft just a little bit.
13 pin lead after 5 frames can make it 23 with another strike.
This pan is very challenging, but these guys are making it so they're staying clean so far. That's what's making these matches a little bit tighter right now. Because this pan, if you make one mistake, you're going to not leave an easy spare.
Aaron looked like he tugged that a little bit, leaving the 6-10.
That's a little bit in.
Gets away with one.
As Bryan will say, Brooklyn's are 9 spares. Bryan loves to say Brooklyn should be 9 spares, but I think he's thrown more on these televised finals so far.
Aaron picks that up right now. He's got a 9-pin lead after 6 frames.
So that's what the 35 feet will do to you. If you miss inside by like 2 boards like he did there, it's going right for the lefty. But he doesn't care. It looks the same on the screen. Try up in the 6. Oh, it goes a little soft.
I don't think Charlie thought it would hook that much, and he just he threw it well. It just seemed like it just started a little left, and unfortunately, it's big 4.
And Aaron, another strike.
And get back to the strike. 138 in the 6th, right up in the 7th. Ooh,
Charlie
gets 3.
Gets 3.
Charlie with 99 in the 6th. Right now he's at a 38-pin deficit after 6 frames. David Northouse getting up on lane 10. Strike there for 3-bagger. David just took the lead in that match by 1 pin.
Charlie, that's tonight. Yeah, a little wide there.
David Northouse representing Storm Nation and Sweatpant Nation today.
Charlie's definitely a little frustrated.
Shot right there for a ham bone.
As Brown say, ham bone. Good spare by Charlie there.
It's a 4-bagger.
Somebody you don't see here today though is a Eaton Jr. who was in the finals for like the last 6 or 7 weeks or 10,000 weeks, as we'll say. But he happened to bowl the PBA event in Wisconsin the past weekend, and he bowled 28 games over the weekend, and he had trouble getting out of his car, so he decided to take a break tonight.
Aaron strikes there, keeps that match within 1 pin.
Bryan,
a good shot there, extending the lead. Well, let alone my junior bowl 28 games. You got to remember there's practice in there too, so 28 games is more like 35 at least, with the practice sessions and the practice beforehand and everything, and over 2 days. It's
he did bowl a lot the last week too, getting ready for the event too.
And we aren't spring chickens anymore, as they say, so it takes a lot out of you.
Aaron with a good strike. Keep it match close. We did lose some bowlers today, but we gained some new ones as we killed some bowlers, because I ran a tournament this past weekend where some of the guys bowled 17 games. The winner bowled 16.
Like a shot by Bryan there. 147 in the 6th.
With a ham bone.
4-bagger.
And then we had some bowlers bowl the Fight Club again yesterday. So Fight Club is a great tournament for anyone who wants to do it. The format is one of the best I've ever seen. And Dave trips the 4-pin forward.
Maintains the 1-pin lead going into the 10th. Charlie was a real good shot there.
Fight Club's awesome because yesterday I was able to call out somebody who didn't show up for my tournament. Kicked his ass, 279. He says, I suck. Well, guess what? I tripped the one high guy with a 4-6, and guess what? The rest are good. But he needs better glasses because he says I went through the nose every shot. Well, he's full of shit.
Maybe just pull the ball a little bit, leaves the 6-pin. He needs to make this spare and strike for 238 to force Aaron to get the first one on the 10.
And Charlie went a little late again. So Dave with a possible 238.
Needs spare there. Count is important.
Aaron can go out for 258.
As you can see there, that was how you can't let up on those left side spares because of the middles of the lanes hooking.
So Dave pretty much needs a strike here. If he strikes here, he forces Aaron to throw the first two, or first one for sure. Oh, that was a bucket.
6 count for 234.
Bryan goes. I was gonna say that they're not Brooklyn, but.
Nice pair.
Is there a King of the Hill match after this with Mike Jr. not bowling? Or
Nope, we're not doing King anymore. We're just doing the 4-person match play going forward. So Aaron needs the first one to win the match. And he goes a tad light.
So with 197 in the 8th, he needs a spare for sure. Then he'll need at least 8 pins.
I'm sure he did not need the first one because of the 6 count. If David was on a strike, he would have needed the first one. So he needs a spare and an 8 count to lock up the match. My math is not good because
that's why I'm here, Jeremy. That's why I'm here.
Does he?
Spare?
Can't tell from his angle, but I thought for sure it was kind of right, but it was good.
8 is a winner, 7's a tie. Anything less, David Northouse will move on.
Now Dave's probably kicking himself in the 6 count.
Bryan with a spare strike will shoot 235. Bryan's high game today was 224, so he does have that already. And Aaron does strike 237. Good match.
Bryan with a spare. So the first match, Aaron Phillips beat David Northouse 237 to 234.
Charlie apparently signed a ball contract with Motive over the last few days, so congrats to him for that. Let's see if Charlie can make the Greek Church on national live streaming. Guarantee he gets at least 4.
He knows how. I'll do a bet with you, but he went for the 2.
I meant half of 4. So the championship match will be Bryan Eaton against Aaron Phillips. Aaron will get choice of starting lane, the higher seed.
They're moving to lanes 5 and 6. All right, welcome to the championship match between Aaron Phillips against Bryan Eaton. Aaron Phillips was a 2 seed, Bryan was a 4 seed. respectively beat David Northouse and Charlie Brown in the first match. Aaron is up. He chose to start first in the left lane. He must like the right lane better to finish. What do you think of this pair, Jeff? Was it the same as the rest, or do you think it was a little different?
I never bowled on 5 and 6,
Oh,
so I cannot answer that question. Shot there by Aaron to start the match.
Rubber ball for the win on the first shot.
Aaron bowled very well in your tournament Saturday.
A lot of people did. It was a great little tournament. And thanks again to Parker DeKubber. Everybody who is watching us, please like Parker DeKubber's page. He is for hire for bowling collegiate videos because he did one for David Shaberg. It was fantastic. If there's any other college wannabe, or not wannabes, anybody who wants to bowl aspirations for college, get a hold of Jeff Parker and he can make a great video for you.
Bryan starts out with a straight.
Parker did my video for the highlight. Parker did my video last week. I know he did a great job. Jeff did a great job doing the commentary during the day because Jeff just likes to talk.
If you could hear it, I had to keep talking down. It was very quiet. Everybody was focused in. So
you know what I say? F*** 'em. And yes, I'm gonna make Parker bleep out some of these words there. And Bryan got f***ing lucky. No more PG.
Really double.
Left-handers are embarrassed by tripping out the 6-pin forward.
Must have been that one extra practice ball he got when Jeremy told him the wrong lane assignment for the round of 4.
Yeah, I screw up once in a while.
But you make up for it. And totally redeem yourself.
So now Aaron Phillips has to bounce back after watching that strike.
Good shot.
You know what Aaron says?
Ball reaction.
Aaron says that's how you throw a real strike. But it still looks the same on the screen. I am still looking forward to in a couple weeks when I can start saying who my real sponsor is. So, but we are still not having fun. Going outside for our beverages, which isn't fun, but we still happen to do it.
2 more weeks. Flatten the curve.
68 weeks into it. And yes, I'm joking. What? That was kind of a
funky hit with a 9-10 standing.
You'll see that at Wainers, but you won't see that here.
Maybe a little tester here to fit this ball between the 9-10.
And almost does it.
Gets one. 56 in the 3rd.
Aaron's wearing a Buffalo Bills shirt. Bills Mafia is awesome. Next weekend, hopefully we keep it going. But unfortunately, when this is live for the public, this is past news. Because the Bills will probably won the Super Bowl by the time this is live.
Little slight deflection, leaves the 5. Got lucky without leaving the 10.
Normally in a league night, if he whiffs this, I get to drink more. But I don't think he's gonna miss this.
I highly doubt it.
He just needs to repeat what he did to the last shot, where it was like still a shit shot, but it still will pick it up this time. Put more fingers in Alley, luckily.
13-pin lead for Bryan after 3 frames. And by the way, for the Super Bowl or the AFC NFC Championship game, don't count out TB12.
I love how he gave Chase Young a Michigan jersey, his jersey. It said "Go Blue."
Rob Sloma doing scorekeeping today. Kicked him out of his chair. Only because I didn't have to work tonight.
Well, Jeff still bowled. I still haven't bowled yet because I'm a slacker. Jeff's bowled 2 of these now.
I haven't bowled in a year, and I bowled 2 of these mastery challenges. Not mystery challenges, mastery challenges.
Yeah, the Rob Slow-Mo Mystery Challenge.
Got to see Rob on TV last week competing. Rob gets to go defend his Detroit singles senior championship this weekend in Detroit, so good luck to Rob, you 50-year-old.
I got 7 years still, and you got what, 1?
Shut
or
the
less than
fuck
1.
up.
Well, you don't look as old as Rob. That's a good
Well,
thing.
thank you. I'll buy you a beer next time I can buy you a beer for that.
You got more silver on top, but you also have more hair than him too, so that's good.
Experience, buddy.
Can't really
The
go straight
Silver
there.
Fox.
Yeah, I can't talk. I wear a hat for a reason.
Give me a full head of silver hair anytime.
My goatee is nice and white, but top of my head has nothing. And my J on my head does not mean Jeremy. It means Johnson. Trying to realize that when I was interviewing Dave Waka for the finals after he won my Fairlines bracket challenge last week, I was wearing 2 J's.
Real good shot right there for a double.
Wearing a Jeremy shirt and a Jeremy
Maintains a
hat.
13-pin deficit. Bryan coming up in the 5th. See if he makes a slight adjustment off the ball, going a little light last shot.
Well, lane 6, he almost won Brooklyn, so we'll see if he doesn't do that again either. Still a 13-pin match. That's gonna go high. Or another 9 spare for Bryan. As Bryan says, 9 spare.
That would be the family-oriented owner break.
In the background. Well, ever since Bryan said all Brooklyns are 9 spares, I think he's the only person to actually throw Brooklyns on the TV finals. He's done it 3 times now, and nobody else has done it yet.
Well, he played the rack.
And Aaron's like going, God damn it, why does he have to carry that shit? I think we got to him because we told him, we made fun of him and he went a little wide.
Fast. Gets lucky, leaves a 3-pin. Spare here, he'll have 118 in the 5th. Aaron can come up and cut the lead to 2 pins.
Unfortunately, they can hear us talk sometimes because we get a little loud, but you know what? It's part of the action.
Spare there.
Good spare by Bryan there. All right, so Aaron's now up in the 6, working on a double. He can cut the lead down to, I believe,
2.
2, as Jeff is much faster at math than me right now. Again. Ooh, that's the half board, guys. Oh, you got not rewarded.
Break 4-9.
Kids, when you're playing a house pattern, that board's usually not in play, so, but today it is. I'm surprised that ball came back as hard as it did from way out there.
That's kind of what people were finding though in the last couple of games, how to kind of move out to the 3-4 board there.
Good try and set.
Aaron will have 102 in the 6. He'll have a 36-pin deficit going into the 7th frame.
So Aaron has a possible 232. Bryan's still working on a possible 258. Sideline reporter Rob gave me the great info right there. Thank you, sideline reporter Rob. Rob is hoping this year that a certain raceway can stay open so he can have more fun on Saturday nights. Because Rob loves working on cars. Oh, another, I'm not going to say it, but crap break. Bryan carries the Brooklyns. Aaron gets bad breaks.
It's not surprising with the rubber ball, with where he's playing, that the ball drives that hard to leave a 9-pin. For bowling a normal house shot, ball definitely would not be leaving 9 pins. Reverse the spare. Bryan's coming up here in the 7th. Star-studded crowd of 9 spectators watching.
So now the match
Staying
is down
within
to
6 feet, staying 6 foot apart.
Oh, Bryan
with a
decided
solid
to be nice to him and give him the same exact leave. As the pin Gary says, well, that's what happens when you don't throw a Brooklyn. So Bryan has a 25-pin lead with the spare picker.
Right off his hand. 146 in the 7th. Still has a 14-pin lead.
So Aaron with a possible 222. Bryan with a possible 236. Silent reporter Rob doing an awesome job again. You can tell Bryan's definitely frustrated after that last shot. I will be too.
I bet you he comes back with a quality shot right here.
As he goes Brooklyn. Nope, no Brooklyn. A little fast.
Wow, yeah, it looks like he kind of lost it off his hand just a little bit. Did not make the, did not turn the corner from the previous shot. It's the 137.10.
See,
this
Bryan,
will be a challenge to make because anything can happen in this spare shot.
See, Bryan, I know he's frustrated, but if he picks this up, he still has the lead. So even if he misses this, he will still have an advantage. Oh, and he almost gets it.
It's 3 of them, 155 in the 8th.
So now the match is down to, if Aaron doubles here, it's a 3-pin match, but still, Bryan still has a 13-pin lead at the moment. He has to remember that. He still has the lead, even though he might be frustrated after those last 2 frames. The match is still his to win. So Aaron doubles. If Aaron strikes out, he can still beat him, but we'll see how that goes. Aaron's a little bit in there.
He's a little long on him. Leaves a 2-pin. With a spare, the match will be a 4-pin difference going into the last 9 and 10 frames.
As you see Aaron put his mask over his face going, why the hell I just throw that shot? But it happens to the best of us. That's why his Master Skills Challenge is repeating your shots is so important, because he wasn't off. He was off by maybe half a board.
I do believe the 4 guys that bowled well today deserve to make the top 4. Those were the 4. Today they were the 4 best bowlers.
So Aaron with the spare. Aaron has a possible 211. Bryan has a possible 215. So in essence, we are on a 9th and 10th frame roll off for.
Is that what a tie match is? A 9th and 10th
Yeah,
frame?
well,
Okay.
We haven't had a tie yet, but Rob always wants to see a tie for some reason. Bryan doesn't want to see a tie. Rob likes it, though. Of course, Rob could have forced a tie a couple weeks ago, but he's still on a 10-pin, the 11th frame, to give Mike the win.
Comes right back with a a good strike here. Now, Bryan can get these 4 strikes here and shut this match completely out.
Aaron with the strike there made sure that he can't lose pin count. I mean, if he had a spare there, he could lose some more pin count. So that was a great shot there to keep the match within 4 pins. A spare there, an 8 count or a 7 count on the first ball and 10th, it pretty much means disaster. But with the strike, your first shot doesn't have as much importance for losing pin count.
Kind of grabbed it down at the bottom of the swing.
Which makes sense since he went a little walk. He pushed it last frame. At that time, you want to make sure you got the ball a little earlier.
Needs to make this spare. Will keep the 4-pin lead going in, but Aaron cannot be shut out. Chops a spare for 164 in the 9th. Aaron just took the lead right there, count-wise.
See, as we said earlier, this match, remember how we said the spares could be a difference because they are tricky on the left side and right side, but tricky for each right-hand or left-hand bowler. As you've seen from the last couple of shots, this pattern does make it tough for the spares.
Wow, another solid 8. Bryan will need to make this spare to force Aaron to mark.
Which isn't a given.
Nothing's a given on this, so
hopefully Bryan learns from the last time he shot this pin. And he does.
Now with a strike is 184.
See what Bryan needs to do right here.
Bryan needs at least 6. That gives him 180.
6 count will force Aaron, yep. But we've seen some weird stuff like Eric Harmson with a 3 count a couple times on the other side. You know, we saw a lot of 3 or 4 counts today. But there is no 3 or 4 count here.
Alright, 8 counts good is 182. Mark and 2 pins will decide the winner.
If there's a frame, Bryan will be kicking himself in the foot for that 7th frame and miss the 8 pin. If he doesn't miss the 8 pin, it forces Aaron to throw the first one. But Aaron persevered. He's making the shots as he needs to.
And gets the 10 out.
Falls the last second.
Have a winner.
Aaron. It'd be interesting if that pin all of a sudden he put the pressure on Aaron to pick it up for the win. But it fell at the last second. Not sure what actually hit it, it just kind of fell backwards.
It looks like the 6 kind of went right in front of the 10 and kind of just nicked it and fell right backwards.
And it is a 4 pin for hopefully the easiest spare for a possible 2-hard game. So there you have it, folks.
Good match.
Aaron Phillips wins 200 to 182. Great bowling, guys, for making it to this match. So that was it for week 12 of the Monday Mastery Skills Challenge. It was kind of an interesting match at first because everybody was staying kind of close, and then a couple of unforced errors let Aaron get back into the match, and then he was able to capitalize it.
Yeah, both of them, Bryan left 2 solid 8 pins. Aaron did leave a 9-pin and a 4-9 in there. But it came down to spare shooting at the very end there, and
which we expected to on Monday Masters, because like these Master Skills Challenge, these spares are not easy.
But it was a very good match, and congrats to Aaron for winning.
You're ready.
So we're here with the Week 12 winner of the Mastery Skills Challenge, Aaron Phillips. Aaron, 6 200 games today, which is extraordinary with these lane conditions that were out there today. Tell us about the ball you have in your hand, the rubber ball that you have.
So the ball I have, it's one I found several years back. It's called the High Neck Deluxe. One of the online retailers was giving them out with any big purchase several years ago. And that's pretty much all I know about it. The box said ebonite on it, and it's about the extent of everything. But it's, you know, it rolls like something softer, but it still kind of has enough kick to hopefully get the tens out most of the time.
Well, especially with the line you were playing today.
Yeah, especially in here.
Yeah, it was very good ball reaction. What was your game plan going into the final match? You just come off a 237, 234 win over David Northouse. You come to 5 and 6. You get 1 ball in each lane. Was there a difference between 9 and 10 to 5 and 6, or did you play them relatively same? Or
pretty close to the same. I noticed kind of as I made my way further down the house in qualifying, it got a little tighter and tighter, so I had to kind of make my way right. But as far as that goes, most weeks get into games 3 and 4, and it's time to make a jump back left away from that when it's gone. But this week it stayed there pretty well.
Okay. The format with the for the four qualifiers making the cut, do you prefer that better, or did you prefer the previous format better, or do you not really care? And
I think I like this better with the 4 qualifiers, just because it's, you know, more bowling for more of us. Where, you know, the other weeks you finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and, you know, you just want more.
Right.
That's what we're all here for. We're all here just to bowl and bowl and bowl and bowl and bowl some more.
Sure, fair thing. This will do it for the 12th week of the Mastery Skills Challenge. For Rob Sloma, for Jeremy Bartz, Mike Eaton Jr., Spectrum Lanes. See you next week.